hey, welcome to Birthday Boys. Today, joining me, Eric Biggs, I have the very funny Cody. I forgot your last name.
Cody Mack. What's
Cody
up,
Mack.
man?
What's going on, man?
Nothing much, man.
You've been in Austin longer than me.
I've been here since August.
Okay, yeah. So you've been you came down here from Denver.
Yes. Yeah.
Do you like not freezing in the winter? Is it you're like, oh, I'm tired of being cold and
Well, the actual funny part is I came down here at the end of August.
Oh,
so like everybody's like, "Oh, you missed the summer," and I was
Yeah.
like, "Good. I don't want to burn alive."
yeah,
Because
yeah.
apparently down here in Texas, you die of heat every summer.
Yeah.
So to go from the drastic of too cold to too hot, I can only put on so much clothes, man. I
Yeah.
can't take everything off. So
Yeah.
I mean, being cold is not a problem, man.
Yeah, see, I've always been the other way. Like, I would rather just be hot and sweaty and gross and just be like, my balls stink, you know? Because, like, in the winter, you're just miserable. Like, I worked outside. I had, like, an outside job before I came down here and decided to be a degenerate. So I was, like, just out in the cold all the time. And your hands would just hurt. And then you'd go inside and you're like, oh, now it feels like Satan demons are stabbing my fingers. So it just was never any good.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, I'll just go be hot and sweaty for like 6 months, and hopefully most of the time I'll be inside.
Yeah. Well, like down in this last little freeze, they had like everybody was kind of panicking, and I was like, this isn't even bad.
Yeah.
Like I've been in like -2-degree weather.
Yeah.
Where you have to have like 4 jackets and 8 pair of pants on.
Yeah.
Just to go outside to the store.
Yeah.
And they didn't shut down. Denver does not shut down ever.
No.
And for everybody to shut down for 2-3 days because of a freeze was mind blowing to me.
Yeah.
Because I did not understand why.
Yeah, so I moved down here, and then I think it was like a week or two after when the freeze happened, which was just like 2 days of ice, and then it was 65 degrees again.
Yeah.
But I lost power like on the second day of the like freeze, and I was like, dang it, well, this might really suck. And then I remember like, oh yeah, it's gonna be in the 60s in 2 days. My apartment's just like gonna be a little colder than I usually have it. I was like, this is not a problem. And then I was talking to people, and they're like, oh yeah, I didn't work for a week. And I'm like, what do you mean? Like, the roads were fine. And they're like, yeah, but everywhere was out of power. I'm like, oh yeah, Texas has bitch ass trees. Like,
yeah, absolutely.
Like, they just saw ice and they were like, we're done.
Yeah.
Like, they just all toppled over.
It's a very interesting, because actually like a few years back when they had that really bad freeze down here,
Yeah.
I was at work. I used to work at a glass shop.
Okay.
And I had guys who'd come in, and it was freezing up there too, just got done snowing.
Yeah.
People would come in wearing shorts. And they were like, no, this is like skiing weather.
Yeah.
It's still cold. It's still like 16 degrees outside, dog. Like, why are you wearing shorts?
Yeah, you're still gonna die.
But that's that's the different mindset from the Colorado lifestyle to the Texas lifestyle. It's it's not the same at all.
Yeah. Yeah, so I don't know. I'm really not gonna mind the summer, because now like I work indoors and like doing comedy. Half of them are indoors. You know, they like half of these shows you're like, we're on a patio in someone's backyard, and you're like, well, that's fine, like whatever, you know. But like enough of them are inside that's like, okay, you're not just like a sweaty gross mess all the time. But I mean, I was so happy to move down here and not have to shovel snow. Even
Where are you from?
Missouri.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
So yeah, so like Missouri just had the worst of everything.
Yeah.
Like, it would get down into the negatives, and it would get up to 110 in the summer. So it was the worst of everything, and there was like 90% humidity all summer long.
Yikes.
So like, I'm getting ready to go home. I have like a couple weddings this year, because like, you get into your mid-20s, and it's like everyone you know is like, I'm getting married, I'm happy, and you're like, I'm a comic, fuck you, you know. I don't know what happiness is, but
I mean, sadly, it's the truth, man. Sadly, it's the truth.
But so I was talking to my girl about it. I was like, oh yeah, wherever we go home, she's like, yeah, but it's probably gonna be not as hot there. And I'm like, it's gonna be the same temperature, there's just gonna be 90% humidity. So we're just gonna show up and be like, we've been sweating for 3 hours now, can you guys just finish up and get married so we can get drunk? Like at a certain point, if your wedding lasts over an hour, you're an asshole. Like, you don't love each other that much. 50% of them in divorce anyways. Just go in, say, we'll do our best, and walk down the aisle, give us free beer. That's what I think weddings should be, like legally.
I agree. I think weddings are a horrible waste of time.
Yeah.
And we have not enough people are ready to admit it yet. Getting married is terrible.
Oh yeah,
I have been with enough females to know that marriage might not be for me. Because honestly, I date terrible women. All of them have their own terrible like specialties.
Yeah.
But they do not deserve fucking rings, dog. They don't. I'm sorry.
Yeah. See, and I've made the mistake. I'm actually engaged.
Oh, see, you have found out yourself personally.
Yeah. So, but I've just pushed it all. I'm like, we're not getting married till like 2024. It's like if you can live down here in Texas and deal with me like wanting to be a comedian and doing all this other stuff like more full time. Mm-hmm. All right, like then good enough. You need to like not have to worry about who you're gonna have sex with. It's just like a nice easy, like, oh, okay, I pay the rent and
Well, see, like, so I'm dating this chick that's not even from America.
Oh, jeez.
I know. I'm really using my white privilege for good.
Yeah, green card stuff.
Exactly. Yeah. The only thing is like she's here on a work visa.
Oh, see, you can't even deport her if you.
You can't, but I just gotta wait my time, bro. I just gotta wait my time.
That's true.
She leaves in August.
Oh yeah.
So if I was gonna get married, it'd be in July. But I just have to wait my time out, man. And it's a cool relationship because like we don't have any bad. Like, because we know that we have a finite amount of time with each other. So we're not even gonna waste time on fighting. What's the point of fighting? Like you're leaving at the end of the day, anyways.
Yeah. It's like you can be mad whenever you're home.
Yeah, by yourself. But she's a nanny. She's a living nanny.
Oh my god.
So she has to go home to work essentially. So I'm her break, and then she has to deal with me. So she gets a whole handful of stuff, whatever it comes down to the end of the day.
Yeah. Oh my god. She's just like dealing with little kids trying to jab her, and then you want to put it in her butt. And she's like, "Things stop poking me."
Exactly.
Like,
that's exactly what it is, dog. Because
her entire life is just
getting poked with things. Is her life.
It's always sticky around her.
Exactly. But see, at least with me, she gets a towel. I'm willing to wipe her down.
Like a gentleman.
Like a gentleman.
A man of God.
Exactly. Very much so. Exactly. Speaking of man of God, I used to be a pastor at one point in time in my life. I was getting trained to be a youth pastor, actually. And then I left that because...
you like big
I like putting my things in places that they don't belong.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you could do that depending on what pastor you are.
Yeah, absolutely.
You can put it in places that really doesn't belong.
Well, see, here's my thing is, I don't want to have to use God as the excuse to fuck bitches.
Yeah.
Which I did for a while.
Yeah.
Like growing up, like I learned how to use the Bible to get laid.
That's the most twisted thing I've ever heard in my life. Like, do you want to go to heaven? You better start worshiping, bitch.
You better start. Get on your knees and pray, and open your mouth and let's see what God lays there.
Oh my God. So what religion were you going to be a pastor in?
It was a Southern Baptist.
All right.
But it was Christian. It was a branch of Christianity.
Yeah.
So so I spent like 18 years in church.
Oh my God. Did you like go to college for it and stuff?
No.
Okay, so
I just stayed I got very close with my second youth pastor.
Okay.
And
a little bit of molestation stuff.
Well, the first
they call
one
that grooming now.
I was above childhood, whenever he started, and it was a choice I chose.
Yeah.
It wasn't rape. I chose to have it put in my butt.
Yeah, it was intimate pee-pee touches.
Exactly. There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
Like, where do you think I learned the skills to get laid in church? It was done to me first, and then I just gave the skills away.
Manipulative grooming, all the way.
That's all it is.
That's beautiful.
That's all it is, man.
Wow. Consenting 8-year-old.
Yeah.
Exactly. See, you can consent in some ways.
Yeah.
Just in this way, it was very fun.
Yeah. Oh my God.
But yeah, so I did that for a while, but then I started I went to Denver. Is actually what took me out of church.
Okay.
As I was like,
you're like, weed is legal.
I'm gonna go praise God.
Yeah, like
in they have the International Church of Cannabis up there.
Nice.
They do laser shows to Pink Floyd every night. And I was like, I think if I could find Jesus anywhere, it's in that church.
Yeah, you're like, I'll find something to worship.
And then just light up a joint in church and be like, oh, this is Amazing.
Yeah. You're like, I believe in something, but I don't know if it's a higher power. Like,
it's a higher power.
Yeah, it is
a higher power.
It's just the power that's here. Like
the power to get high.
Yeah. Yeah. See, I do think that Colorado is probably the best place if you're really going to if you're going to start a cult. I feel like Colorado's a good spot. You know, because, everything's beautiful and wonderful around you that you're like, look at all that we've been blessed with out our doors. And everyone's like, that's a good point. You know?
That is a good point.
Where, you go to, New Jersey and everyone's like, it's like, follow me. And people are like, no.
Where are we going to go?
Yeah,
where are we going?
There's meth heads right here. Everything's probably dirty. I've never been to New Jersey.
I've never been to New Jersey either.
Yeah.
But it sounds like a terrible place.
Or better, like Kansas. They just... worship these cornfields and what God has prepared for us, and you're like, no, why? Get away. You know, in Colorado, at least you can be like, look at and you're like, oh my God, it is beautiful, majestic, and nice, and then you get really stoned, and you're like, what is the meaning of life? You know,
that is very true. So so living in Colorado, you get to see that people just kind of really want to be accepted.
Yeah.
So they're all just trying to find their lane.
Yeah.
So if you come with a very convincing argument for a very fake cult,
yeah,
you got followers in Colorado.
Oh, for sure.
You can knock them out with some good Kool-Aid.
Yeah.
You knock them out, they're gone.
Yeah.
Because, dude, they are... I'm not going to say they're dumb, because they're not dumb. They're very smart. But they are gullible.
Yeah, and there are people that are searching for something.
Yes, very much so.
Yeah.
And which is why they legalize they're legalizing mushrooms. Well, they decriminalize them, but they're on the path to legalize them.
Yeah, for recreation?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because they want to give people every access they can to find something in life, because they have nothing.
Yeah, they're like, whenever it's cold out, you either need to be really into snowboarding or something. Yes. You're just going to be sad if you don't have a hobby.
The seasonal depression up there is hilariously high.
Really? See, I would still imagine, at least it's still beautiful.
It is.
You know, at least you can go out and be like, oh, well, it's nice and cold and miserable. It's not like you go to Seattle and you're like, it's rained for 9 months straight. Whenever people there are like, we want to kill ourselves, I'm like, yeah, you should.
You absolutely should. Honestly, you should.
Move away, go somewhere better, do something out. Don't live in a shitty spot.
No.
Moving's not that hard.
It's not. It's not, because, so in order for, what I did to come down here was I just sold everything I had that couldn't fit in my car.
Yeah.
You could do that in Seattle. Yeah. Everybody could do that.
Yeah, there's thrift stores. Especially in a place like Seattle. All these hippies and dorks, they're like, I like used furniture. And you're like,
there you go.
You mean pre-cum stained?
I would be terrified to walk into a thrift store with a black light. 100% terrified of the idea.
You would know what you were going to get. You're you'd just be searching for the least bad, you know? It's this one has one cushion that isn't destroyed.
And you can only watch this so much, dude. Before it's just not a cushion anymore.
Yeah, it's just what it is.
Exactly.
It's just babies.
It's probably so bad that a female could sit on them and get pregnant.
Yeah. Depending on the thrift store. Anywhere in Austin, probably.
Goodwill?
Yeah.
Don't sit on any of the couches in there. I'm very terrified.
Yeah. Yes, and I don't like the new thing with a lot of young people. They're like, I only buy my stuff from thrift stores. And I'm like, your family's rich. Let the poor people be able to go buy clothes, you fucking hippies.
Yep.
Some of the most well-off girls I know are the ones that are like, oh yeah, I only thrift all of my stuff. I got my jeans for $9. And it's like, that's supposed to be for homeless people. You're stealing their shit. That's rude. You know,
yeah.
Go buy full price and then give it to the Goodwill, like a nice person. You know, stop being trendy, some dork. You know,
that is...
I don't support that at all.
The thing that, what's so funny about that stuff is, people that are rich, they don't ever think about that kind of stuff. No. Whenever I worked at J. Crew a couple of years ago, we had a woman that would come in every season and buy literally one of everything. Her bill, she would do it quarterly.
Yeah.
Her bill every quarter was $25,000 or so. And I'm like, there's no way your closet's that big. No, she would just donate it.
The next stuff.
The last stuff that she just bought last season, donate it all. And I was like, where the fuck is she donating that stuff to? I want to know.
Yeah, see, that's what I did. Like, yeah. And don't get me wrong, I look forward to maybe hopefully being rich enough that I cannot think about poor people either. It sounds nice. Like, yeah, I'd only want to be successful so I can forget where I came from. You know?
Exactly.
You know, like, I don't want to be one of the people that gets rich and then lectures poor people. Like, you shouldn't drive your car and then, like, get on a plane. Like, I'll just be like, I don't care what you do.
Yep.
Whenever the Earth gets destroyed, I'll get on a jet and leave. You know, like
Elon, call us.
Yeah.
We'll be ready to go to Mars.
Yeah, exactly. Like
so, like, yeah, I and it's like I want to say like it's a humbling feeling that like because ever since I've been out here in Austin, I've been able to do bigger comedy shows and stuff like Cap City and Vulcan and all that other shit. So like I have people I'm from a very small town in Louisiana.
Okay.
Very small town. Like I had 56 people in my graduating class.
Yeah.
Everybody knows your business.
Yep.
So, like, I have people that are from, like, my high school who are like, I'm proud of you. You're doing a good thing. This might not mean anything to you. And I'm like, damn, dude, I got to be humble about it. But honestly, I don't even remember who you are. Like, I don't want to be that asshole. Yeah. But, like, I mean, you could have been doing the same shit.
Yeah.
But,
well, they have no talent. So. I mean, they have to have talent to do it, you know.
In all reality, I don't think it's that hard.
No, and I think and that is cool that you're from, because the town I'm from, my graduate class was like 80-something people. Mm-hmm. There was like 2,000 people in the whole town.
Yep, about the same.
Our school was a county school, so like all 4 surrounding towns had to come together and make up a school.
Yeah.
And like it is cool, you know, and I do think it is a good thing, especially for like younger kids that like might have kind of knew you or whatever, to be like, oh wait, I don't just have to like go get a job at the factory or go be a welder, you know, like there's enough of them. You know, like, and so I do think it's kind of nice, but then at the same time, it's like, I should not be your idol.
I should not.
Like, don't look up to me yet. You know, no, like, give me some time.
All right, so like Louisiana is like number 48 in education.
Yeah.
And statistically,
we've seen swamp people.
Yeah. Funny story. Have an uncle that talks just like them, but that's beside the point. Yeah. I grew up in and I attended like one of the worst testing high schools in the state of Louisiana.
Nice.
And I was a C student.
That's how you get comics. The worst from the worst.
So like for people to be like, hey, good job guys, I'm like, dude, I am not that, dog. Yeah. Please understand, I have a terrible education.
Yeah.
I am glad that I even speak English well.
Yeah.
Like,
especially from there.
Yes.
They speak Gator.
Exactly.
In most of Louisiana.
My mascot was a gator.
Yeah, of course it was. They're like, that's the only creature we've ever seen.
Exactly.
You know, like, they're like, we used to have birds, then all the gators and pythons ate them.
Exactly, dude. Exactly.
Yeah, say, I have been to Louisiana like a few times. Like I helped whenever I was like in elementary, I helped my my one cousin move down there for a job, and I was like, oh, you graduate college, you want to be the smartest person in the state. That's cool. You know, like, you know, get that like Midwest education, then like go run Louisiana for a while. Like that's a cool transition.
He might be the mayor.
Yeah,
he could be the mayor.
Just take over the whole place. Like, yeah, but I did find Louisiana really cool from like what I remember of it. Mm-hmm. But I also am like, oh, it's probably really cool because I was a child.
Yes.
And my ideas of cool stuff was like, there's dinosaurs walking around and people talking in jambalaya. Like, people talk gator and jambalaya. That is the 2 fluent languages down there.
Yeah. I am glad that you picked up on that.
Yeah.
Because that's very fucking good.
Yeah.
And yeah, man, it's growing up in Louisiana is horrific in all reality, man. Because it's much like Texas, humid, hot, stinky. The only thing that we don't have Latina people there.
Oh yeah, see you get that's the worst.
It is.
There's no. I moved down here and I was mad. I was like, why did I get engaged before I moved to the place with all the fat bottom Latina girls?
Dude,
how much of a fool am I? You know.
Yes. I understand.
And then I went out on the scene and I was like, I'm like the 4th fattest comic in Austin. Never mind. I'm glad I brought my relationship here because there wouldn't have been starting a new one.
Yeah.
You know? Like I go out to open mics and people are like, yeah, I ran 7 miles to get here, and I'm like, I hate you. Like, why? Why did you? Can you not afford a car? Like, I get it. We're all comics and we're poor, but stop looking so handsome. It's enough. I don't like it. You know.
Well, like the big thing is, all right, so in Denver, like they have a very big Latina culture.
Really?
Yes, surprisingly, but they're all whitewashed. All the ones I dated.
Yeah.
All very white.
Yeah.
And then I come down here to fucking North Mexico, and this shit, I'm like, y'all got authentic down here.
Oh yeah.
Like this ain't no Taco Bell Mexican down here.
Yeah.
This that real fucking Mexican.
Yeah.
And I can't not help myself.
It's wonderful. Yeah.
It is amazing.
Yeah, it's like this is, if you could show more of like the Midwest and like the East, more Mexican women, they would take down the wall themselves.
Oh, 100%.
I'm fully convinced. They'd be like, you know what?
Yes.
Old Becky over here, not cutting it. Take down the wall. I'll buy the bus ticket. Like.
Well, like moving down to Austin, it actually changed my politics on the wall. I had no politics beforehand because I don't think that anything about it really. Because I mean, I don't vote because life.
Felon. Yeah.
Yeah, that's correct. You're fucking on point with it. Oh yes, I've been a felon since I was 19, but that's beside the point.
Yeah.
But
the first age you could legally be a felon. Yeah. Okay.
Like literally year one.
Yeah, they're like, never mind.
Yeah, they did not want me to vote.
Yeah.
But coming down to Austin, changed my politics on the wall. I think that we should, instead of having a wall, we should have a foreign exchange policy.
Yeah.
We should give 2 white women for every Latino woman. And we will make the next generation of America like muy bueno. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We'll make them very good.
Yeah, good tacos everywhere.
Yep.
Like
they'll be half white privilege, half hardest workers in America.
Yeah.
We'll be good.
Yeah.
We'll be fucking great. Like we will then make Trump's idea of making America great true.
It'll work. He'll be like, I was wrong. It turns out fat bottom bitches are nice.
Yes.
Yes. Because so the like whole argument of like it was rap culture that was like the first ones to like make people realize like, hey, bitches with fat asses is cool.
Yes.
I've decided I disagree with that.
Okay.
Because me and my dad share a Spotify account.
Oh,
because
okay.
we're poor,
Okay.
And he goes and it's all like classic rock and then like old country songs. And some old country song came on the other day and it was from like 84 and this dude was just talking about bitches with fat asses at the country bar. And I was like, okay, they were onto it. It was just all the rich white people in the cities that didn't understand. They were like, we want these clothes hanger skeleton bitches.
Yikes.
We've always needed heat, during the winter. So I think we were really the poor Americans and like black culture. We were always kind of close.
Yeah. Not
on politics because everyone's way too dumb to figure that out. But we all like fat ass bitches. Like,
okay. So you like fat bitches or thick females?
Well, those were the ones that are easier to chase.
I think they are harder to get away. Okay.
Yeah, they're harder to get in the van too, but.
Well, see, like for me, man, like I'm not a big guy. I'm pretty thin.
Yeah.
So I have predominantly dated females that are smaller than me.
Yeah.
In height and in thickness.
Yeah.
So like I love a thin bitch because I like the feeling I can break my woman.
Yeah. Yeah. You're like, I'm finally the big one,
And then big females, bro, they scare me sometimes, dog.
Yeah. Well, that's
especially the ones out here. The ones out here are like they will go and get you.
Yeah, yeah.
Especially like me, like they grab onto me, bro. They yank me around. That's not even fair.
It's done.
Yeah, that's not even fun, man. It's like I'll go out to Wild West, their little country bar or whatnot.
Yeah.
Dude, I had a woman grab me one time. She said, we're 2-stepping. I was like, what the fuck? Bitch, do you see how big you are? You about to 5-step, bitch. And it was, I got scared. I started sweating hard.
Yeah, she was too. It's fine.
I thought she was gonna lose me under her stomach, dog. It was a rough day for me.
Yeah. See, and I was lucky because I didn't get fat until I became an adult. Like, got my own job, and then I was like, oh yeah, beer's cheaper than dinner. So, and then it's like, oh wait, these calories count way more. So, but yeah, no, dude, I've been kind of with like a little bit of everything. like throughout like my younger dating life, just because I was kind of just like, yeah, probably anyone that wants to hang out, good enough. Like that sounds cool, you know? Like, so I got verses, but it was still all just Midwestern different styles. So it was all just different flavors of white, you know? Like, like there was not,
for sure,
not a lot of like variation.
I got you
in Missouri. Like I didn't know how hot of Latino bitches were out there until I came to Texas, and I was like, damn, this is what they always talk about.
Dude. Like, I have daddy issues, but I have real poppy issues, all right? I have real poppy issues. Like, I am 28 years old, and I have no kids, and that's a choice.
Yeah.
But I had a Latino woman call me Poppy one time. It almost made me do it.
Yeah.
I almost risked it all, man.
Yeah.
Because I know she wanted the green card. I know that's what she was really after.
Yeah.
But I almost risked it, bro. Getting called Poppy is intense.
Yeah. Yeah, I had a girl talk Spanish to me drunk one night at a party.
Ooh.
Just like, still us in Missouri. You know, we were all just like drunk and hanging out. And all of a sudden this girl just like starts busting out like sexy Latin talk. She was probably calling me like a dumb cunt. But it sounded cool. I was like, what is happening? This is the best thing ever. And then she disappeared into the ethos. And I was like, it might not have even been real at this point in my life, you know? Like,
dude, and now if you go out to, they have like full Spanish bars, or Spanish clubs out here. Go out there and you'll be one of maybe 3 white guys in there.
Yeah.
You'll walk away with a female. Yeah. It is the craziest thing I've ever experienced.
Yeah, see, I don't think my fiance would like that. But
well, if that, you know, if it works out, if it doesn't, you know, you got a single friend that'll help you out.
Yeah, and just be like, hey. But yeah, no, dude, I got down here and I was like, I'm so glad that I came down here with a female, because it definitely, the scene down here, I was like, oh my goodness, I would have had to try so much harder than back home. Because, like, if you had a heartbeat in Missouri, you're a 7, you know? Not on meth.
Yeah.
Sweet. You know, like, I got fat. They were like, this guy has money and beer, you know? Like,
and he's funny.
Yeah, and, you know, that Midwestern funny doesn't take a whole lot.
Oh, I believe it.
Everyone's still, like, you guys speak alligator, and we spoke cornbread. Just, you know, or, like, corn on the cob. Just
That's interesting.
Nothing good at all.
But like, okay, so like meth is a really big problem in Louisiana too.
Oh yeah.
So meth like is terrible in Louisiana. That's actually what my felony's for.
Okay.
Since we talked about that earlier.
Yeah. Selling. Okay.
So all right. So in college is when I got caught with it.
Yeah.
I got caught with possession of methamphetamine with intent.
Yeah.
And my whole logic is, if females can be strippers in college, men should be drug dealers.
Yeah.
So I was a drug dealer to pay my way through college.
That's fair.
Find out that's not legal.
They tend to get upset.
Yeah, they're a little upset.
Yeah, they're like, that's a felony, you know?
So I ended up getting caught, and I did like my probation and got off.
Didn't spend like any time like in jail?
I spent a weekend.
Okay, See, I know a lot of guys that spend like a weekend in jail.
The jail I went to, one of my best friend was the jailer.
Okay, so I thought you were going to say, like, just like Brandon, the jail. You know, he was in there. He was just like, I've been here for meth for years, man. What's up, you know?
Well, so my best friend was the jailer, and then whenever I got out, I got on probation, and his brother, I knew him my whole life.
Nice.
He was my probation officer.
Oh, that's nice. So he's just like, don't get caught selling again.
That's it.
Here's some to sell, but don't get caught, you know?
I mean, that was, other than that, man, like, doing... Like, drugs in Louisiana is the only thing to do besides Jesus.
Yeah.
Jesus and drugs. That's all you got in Louisiana.
Yeah, well, because whenever there's dinosaurs actively walking the earth, you either have to be on drugs to deal with that or believe that, like, Christ might save you at some point.
Yeah.
Like, because if you just sat down as a pure sober, didn't believe in God, and you're like, there's dinosaurs walking around eating children, and really, no one but the most bayou of them are doing anything about it.
Yeah.
You would be like, there's a problem. So, thankfully, we have organized religion and math to help address these things, you know? You go and be like, oh, it's fine. Don't worry about them. They're just evil. You know? Like, I want a pair of alligator skin boots just because I hate alligators.
Fair enough.
You know, like, just to be like, I got one. You know? Like... And I feel like that'd be my contribution to the people of Louisiana. Just be like, I got one for you, you know?
That's not the bad idea.
Yeah. And, like, if I could go kill it, too, and then, like, send it to, you know, I guess Taiwan's probably where they make those. You know, like, here's the gator, turn them into some boots. That'd be cool. I'd be super into that.
It wouldn't be the worst idea.
Yeah,
actually.
Like, yeah.
It might be a little pricey, but other than that, it wouldn't be the worst
probably.
idea.
One day, whenever I have lots of money.
Yeah. Again, we're back to this. We need more money, man.
Yeah.
We need bread.
Yeah.
Just so we can overstep the homeless people and have gator boots.
Yeah, just. And then we can go out and two-step with fat bitches.
And we have two. We got a life ahead of us.
We have a plan.
That is number one. We have a plan.
Yeah.
Because then we got to get the fat bitches on, you know,
meth.
Some meth, and then they'll not be fat bitches anymore.
Yeah.
Move them over to hot Cheetos after that.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. But yeah, so how close were you? Were you like anywhere close to New Orleans?
I was about 5 hours away.
Okay.
So I'm actually from like North Louisiana.
Okay, gotcha. So like almost Alabama, right? Alabama's right above it?
No, Arkansas.
Arkansas. Oh, even worse.
I'm about 2 hours south of Arkansas.
Okay. Yeah.
So, yeah, it was. I got the higher end of it, but it's still as Louisiana in a whole.
Yeah.
Still pretty bad.
Yeah. I say because I've always been interested about like the culture of New Orleans because it's so not Louisiana.
It's
like,
a totally different environment.
Yeah, like it is. But it's not. Like, they're just like, we're getting drunk and partying 365 days a year. And everyone else in Louisiana is just like, I'm just getting drunk to deal with the fact that gators ate my daughter.
Yeah. So I grew up, like, predominantly North Louisiana.
Yeah.
So North Louisiana and South Louisiana are two totally different things.
Yeah.
And and New Orleans is its own thing in itself.
Yeah.
I have been to New Orleans one time, and I was a kid.
Okay.
Because, like, I knew people who went to New Orleans, and those are the troublemakers.
Yeah.
So I was like, if I go to New Orleans, I'm going to be with those people, and we're going to get in trouble.
Yeah.
So I stayed as far away from New Orleans as possible.
Yeah, you stayed away and just sold meth.
That's
like
it.
A good kid.
Like a good Louisiana person.
Like a man of God. You know?
Like a man
that you
of
are.
God.
A man of God that you are.
Yes. Youth pastor slinging meth.
Yeah. Bringing them closer, you know? Everyone could read the stone tablets if they were on meth.
Yeah,
you know?
absolutely.
They'd just find them in copper wires.
I mean, if anything, we can all just write up our own, like, look, I had a conversation with God, too. These are my 10 commandments.
Yeah.
Number 1, pass the glass dick.
Yeah. Yeah, say, don't get caught, you know?
Don't. That should be rule number 1, but they don't teach you that in church.
Yeah.
I didn't learn that in church at all.
Yeah, I think they focus mostly on the not selling meth part, but they're like, hey, don't do that, you know?
Yeah, but they totally didn't. I was never told not to do meth.
Yeah.
I was told to stop having sex at school.
Yeah.
Because I did that too. That's another long story, dog. Yeah, I got expelled from my sophomore year for having sex at school.
With the pastor, I'm assuming? Like he came in on a mission trip? Trying to save kids out of the bayou? And he's like...
It was after football practice, you know, whenever you smell the best.
Yeah, okay. So this was a upstanding woman.
Oh, the best woman.
Yeah.
She now currently, so it's been 12 years since the event happened. She now has 4 kids by 4 different dudes.
Hell yeah.
That is the best kind of woman.
Yeah. One that really, you know, is always saying, I let losers come inside of me. You know, like, just has a sign on the door. Like,
she lives by the motto, new is always better.
Yeah.
She always wants the next newest thing.
The next best thing.
Exactly.
And it's usually a baby.
Because God knows the first 3 were probably terrible.
Yeah. And then this last one will be a man of God.
Like me.
Yeah, and then sling meth.
Yes. From the pulpit.
Yeah.
Yes.
From the pulpit.
I can imagine like a pastor, like do a little coke. In Jesus' name. And just sit there and just like do and blow out of the pulpit.
Well, I mean,
that was probably me. Yeah, that's why I'm glad I did not go down that route.
Yeah.
I can imagine just...
See, but like Baptist preachers, they can still get married and stuff, can't they?
All pastors can for the most part.
Okay, just not the Catholics.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You gotta be virgins.
Yeah, you just gotta fuck kids.
Gotta fuck the kids.
It's the rule.
They say anal is the hole that God doesn't see.
Yeah, and apparently.
So it's okay to fuck the ass.
Yeah.
Just can't be busting in the vagina, bro.
Yeah.
No vagina for the.
That's sinful. What are you gonna go to hell?
One. Yeah. What?
What, you want to hang out with Satan, you loser?
I'm gonna be honest with you, Satan. I don't think Satan's that bad of a guy. I've seen the show Lucifer.
Is this a Kanye stance?
This is not a Kanye stance.
This is a Kanye stance.
It's not a Kanye stance, but this is the idea that I watched the show Lucifer, and he kind of explains his logic, like how every child rebels against his father.
Yeah.
And I was a very rebellious kid myself.
Yeah.
So I can't be
Wait, your parents were not a fan of selling meth?
They were not.
Weird.
I was selling weed out of their house, and they did not know that until I got caught selling meth.
Yeah.
And they were like, "What were you doing when you were 16?"
Yeah.
I was like,
paying bills.
How did you make all of that money from nowhere?
Yeah.
Well, that allowance you gave me, that was a startup for my business.
So really an entrepreneur is what we're hearing.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah,
This was before like the OnlyFans and shit, so I had to work hard myself.
Yeah, you couldn't show butthole and just get money. Unfortunately.
Couldn't. And it sucks, man. Cause I'm very jealous of women nowadays. With the OnlyFans and shit, I'm very jealous.
Oh yeah.
Because as a guy, we can't give away a dick pic.
No.
But there's some guys out there bold enough to think that they can sell it.
Yeah, saying that, I would like to be that delusional.
I would too.
Because I'm sure that they're out there, the guy that and it's all other dudes looking at. It
has to be.
It's all, because even if there are 7 women that are watching it, it's not happening.
Yeah.
That's not a thing. And it's all just dudes, probably drinking IPAs, just waiting to see...
Yeah. Beer.
Just waiting. So you're not a beer guy.
No.
You're drinking, we won't say the name, but
wine cooler.
Yeah, that's the straight way to say it, I think.
Yep. That is the best way I could say it, is a wine cooler.
Yeah, so pro meth, anti beer.
Yes.
Like a good Christian boy.
Like a good Christian boy.
Good Christian boy. That should be a t-shirt, I think. Just with a guy like Jesus standing there with a crack pipe, but kicking down somebody with a 6-pack,
100%.
just he's like, meth, not beer, Jesus turned water into wine, so wine coolers I think falls into that.
I just try to live like Jesus, man.
Yeah.
That's really all it is. I just try to. I wake up every day and I might not have holes in my hand, but how can I be more like Jesus?
Yeah, well, that's why you start doing comedy. Out here preaching to the drunken disciples of Austin, Texas.
That is it. That is it. Well, see, so a big thing that it's it kind of became this over time was so I started doing comedy because I wrote my very first joke when I was in a really bad depression, coming off mushrooms.
Okay.
Colorado thing. And then it slowly became if I could take my darkest stuff and kind of make light of it, then I could take that light and I can go into comedy clubs where people are miserable. I mean, let's be honest, the world is very miserable as it is right now.
Yeah, saying you go to open mics and that would really make you more miserable most of the time.
It can, especially if you go out to these pubs. I'm not going to say the full name of this one particular pub, but it's a very hard room.
Yeah.
It's not very far from here. But it's here in Austin, and it's a tough one. But if you can go into these places, man, and you can bring a little bit of light to some people that are in the darkness, man, I think I'm doing more God's work than people that are actually in a pulpit.
Yeah.
So, and I'm also slinging meth on the side. You can't catch me.
Yeah, so what up,
So what up?
See, but I don't think meth is as popular here in Austin.
You been to 6th Street?
Well, yeah, but those people are doing meth everywhere. But recreational, everyone's Like, you like just meet people and they're like, "Do you want to do mushrooms in my car?" It's like, I don't know you.
Yeah.
No, I don't.
You sure you don't want to meet them, dog?
Yeah,
That's a mushroom trip. You'll get to know somebody at the end of a mushroom trip.
I believe that, but like, so might my butthole. And I'm not, I'm not that friendly.
So what is the most popular drug here in Austin? Because the weed.
Oh, I'm sure it's weed.
You think so?
Yeah, it has to be weed.
I've only met like one or two like marijuana dealers since I've been here.
Well, yeah, I mean, I haven't met a lot of guys that like deal, but really like almost everyone that smokes weed also sells weed, kind of. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Like everyone you meet that like smokes weed, they're like, yeah, I kind of sell weed too, just because they like buy some and then their one friend is too scared to go to the neighborhood to buy it, like, So, but yeah, I mean like, you'll be at open mic stuff, people are just like out on the street openly smoking weed, and like cops walk by and they just ignore it. So I would say weed's probably but I feel like weed's probably the popular drug everywhere.
Yeah.
Other than maybe like Coke in New York.
That's what I was thinking. Like, I think possibly Coke, because if you go down to any of these, any of the on 4th Street, that you'll find whatever Coke you want there.
Yeah. See, I've stayed away.
You don't go to 4th Street?
I probably not.
You want to go to 4th Street?
We'll see. We'll see.
You know what 4th Street's about?
No, I don't. It sounds like gay stuff and Coke is what it sounds like.
I'm glad I hinted at that. Because that's definitely what it is. I did not know.
Yeah.
But then the chick that I'm with was like, hey, let's go to this place on 4th Street. I had no idea what I was walking into.
Yeah.
I was just standing in line.
You're just getting told you're handsome a lot.
I was standing in line and I'm like, all right, hold on. I don't see many females in this line. There's a lot of dudes and they're not really wearing clothes.
Yeah.
So I like got on the phone and was like, yo, what did you bring me to? It's like, oh, it's a gay bar. Huh. So we're going to bring a mildly attractive white guy to a gay bar.
Well, she just wanted to know how good she was doing. She's like, is this guy as good looking as I think he is? Because she knew if, you go into the gay bar and all these guys are trying to beat your dick off with both hands, she's like, score,
I think so.
Where she went in there and they were all like, you don't want to talk to this one.
Well, it was, see, here's the conundrum.
Yeah.
I was in there.
And she's gay.
And I was.
Trans.
No. She's very lady.
Oh, well, I didn't know. We're progressive here.
Austin, Texas, progressive. Oh, I'm just playing. No, it is actually very progressive.
Yeah.
I will have to admit that. But I was in there, man, and it got very hot. And I like to wear button-ups.
Yeah.
And I had a couple drinks.
So you're naked.
I am topless. Inside of this gay club.
Yeah.
Where I don't belong anyways.
Mm-hmm. Dude. That's what we all say.
Well, let's just say...
I just got invited here,
Yeah, I'm not really from here.
Yeah, I just found it on Reddit.
I like the drink prices.
Yeah, everything's so cheap whenever fat guys are buying them for me, like...
Look, I like to feel pretty too, man.
Yeah.
Like, and who says no to free drinks?
Yeah, that's fair.
I just got a couple eyes that night that were kind of looking like they wanted me to meet them at the glory hole.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
Well, a mouth to mouth, right?
Man, you say that until you feel the beard.
Yeah.
And then you feel the beard and you're like, yikes.
So you felt the beard. You felt the beard is what you're telling me. Like, 5 o'clock shadow, what?
Like, babe, that's not you. Why is your chin all hairy?
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, 4th Street was that's a very interesting place if you ever want to have an adventure for a night.
Yeah, I can't say that I even was aware of this. I was very unaware. Like, I figured that Austin probably had like a pretty poppin' scene, but yeah, I mean, didn't know. Now the more you know.
Yeah, now you know if one of your friends is like, hey, let's go to 4th, tape your asshole shut.
Yeah.
So.
And then get free drinks, hopefully.
That's it. And I mean, I'm not going to lie. I mean, you think you might not be doing it well with the ladies out here, but I mean.
Yeah, and just go be like, I'm a bear.
You know what I'm saying? They might like a hairy guy down there.
Yeah, they're like, what's up,
Exactly.
Just don't shave my balls for a couple weeks and just get hammered for free,
Exactly. And then hammer for free, you
know?
Yeah. So.
Butts are all the same, right?
Until you feel the hair on the beat.
Yeah, and then it's like, what is What is my nuts touching? Another nuts? It's not even Christmas time and we're roasting them. What's happening? In the Lord's name.
In the Lord's name. Dude, so I'm actually a server at like Texas Roadhouse.
Okay. Yeah.
So that's my day job, besides a felon comedian.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
I actually had a table come up this past week, and it was a black table just got out of church.
Beautiful. My favorite. Literally my favorite.
And then the pastor, so I told him, I was like, yeah, man, like at one point in time, like I was going to be a youth pastor and all this stuff. He was like, I need a youth pastor. You want to come be a youth pastor in my church?
They were probably even Baptist too.
Could have been. It could be a perfect fit in all honesty.
Yeah.
He almost sold me on it too. He said, you know what's different between my church and white churches? I was like, what?
He's fun?
He said, I'll let you beat the kids at the church. I was like,
Catholic churches let you beat the kids too, just different.
Just a little different kind of spanking.
Yeah.
But he told me that. I was just like, dude, you almost sold me on leaving Texas Roadhouse to come be a youth pastor at your church.
I've always wanted to go to a black church. So I was in FFA growing up. I figured being in Louisiana, you know what that is.
Yeah, I was an officer in that.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. So FFA, I was in FFA, and during FFA week, you know how you always pick a church in town, and every year I would try to lobby everyone, because we had one black church, and I'd lobby every year, and I'd be like, we need to go to the black church. That'd be so much fun. Just all of us white-ass motherfuckers just show up, and we're just like, we just want to sing and be loud for like 3 hours.
That's it.
And then we'd always get told that you have to have like a representative from that church. Shocker. We had no representative that went to that church in our tiny town that was also like... So I was like, damn it. So like I thought about just joining. So I'd be like, I'm the representative. But I, can't just go to church. That's...
Because you need to be the token white guy, though.
Yeah, saying I'd be very token. I think it'd be very token. It'd be like, we don't know what your deal is. But, we're just going to sing and scream. But yeah, I've always wanted to go to a black church. And
they're very fun.
Yeah, my girl's like fairly religious. And I always like, anytime she's like, we should go to church. I'm like, I'll like look one up. I'm like, what about this one? She's like, no, stop it. Like, we don't have all Sunday to be somewhere.
Black churches are very fun because you could tell that the pastors have like more fun with it.
Yeah.
Because they just get loud.
Yeah.
And unnecessary all the way through. And so like the only reason why I wouldn't work at a black church is just because I feel like I'd be the one that they pick on all the time.
Yeah, they'd be like, little crack ass.
Exactly.
Saving him from the devil.
Because then they'd be like, oh, you out here white deviling. Like, I'm at church.
Yeah.
I'm working for you guys.
You invited me. Yeah.
Exactly.
Maybe that's why, though. They're like, we bullied the last white kid we talked into out of the church. We need a new one. We
needed a new token white guy.
Yeah, we needed just one. That's it. To just yell at and be like, you don't believe in God. And it's like, what? And they're like, you can't disagree with me.
I feel like they would say things like, oh, Jesus isn't really white.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I know that. Yeah, he was born in the Middle East.
Yeah.
He's not white.
They're all kind of a different brown there. Like, they're not really black. They're all just kind of brown. Like,
Dude. And the fact that his name is Jesus, I have never met a Middle Eastern person named Jesus.
Yeah.
His name is probably like Muhammad Jesus.
Well, there is an argument. There's a whole other religion that they kind of really lean to the whole Muhammad thing instead of, if you ask certain people.
So Muhammad and Jesus could be the same guy.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I
think we just solved multiple religious problems right there.
Yeah,
they're probably the same guy.
This is where you come for answers, don't you know?
See?
Just listen to two white guys fix the world's problem. What everyone wants.
Yes, two failing comedians fixing the world's problems.
Yeah, they're like, yeah, we need another podcast. Let's go. Like, they all agree, right? Come on, people. Like and subscribe.
I mean, there is nothing wrong with another white guy's opinion that nobody asked for.
Yeah, exactly.
Nothing wrong with it.
There's this dude back home that he started a little bit after me, but he was like pretty active in our scene back in Missouri. And he had this joke, and he's been doing it for a while, so I don't think he'll care about me saying it. And not that many people are going to say it. Anyways, he had this whole joke where he's like, oh, yeah, I did the 23andMe, blah, blah, blah. And between the fact that my license says that I am a white male and my 23andMe said that I'm 100% Caucasian, I'm basically now a card-carrying member of the problem. And it was the most beautiful joke. And he was just like, Hitler's dream is what he looked like. Just like pale, white, skinny, just glasses. I don't know how they felt about that. But the dude, and he was hilarious. And he had that joke, and he would say it, and it would murder. Like every time he did it. And I'm like, that's such a beautiful joke. Mm-hmm. And then I'm a card-carrying member of the problem. Like, that's perfect. Like, yes. It was so great. Like, were you close with a lot of people? Because you started in Denver doing stand-up. Do you know a lot of guys that like have left the scene or from there? Or a lot of people just like old school, like I've been in Denver 10 years, I ain't leaving kind of thing.
Well, all right. So I actually was working at a comedy club. Yeah. And then like we had the resident comedian who was the host every weekend. Yeah. And then I had a couple other guys who were like, I want to try comedy too. Yeah. And I was one of those guys. And so we were like, all right. So the resident comedian like kind of called our bluff on it. He was like, oh, y'all want to do comedy? Yeah. Well, come out to an open mic with us. Yeah. When he took us to a place where there's nobody there. So you're like telling your jokes to a wall. And so we ended up, that was the first night that we did it. Me and my boy Dan Mazuka, we ended up doing it starting the same night, and we both got set of the night. Oh. Our very first time doing comedy.
That's awesome.
And so with that, we ended up winning like 5 minutes of comedy to do it at the Improv, the Denver
awesome.
Improv.
That's awesome.
Now, granted, it took us like 9 months before we actually got to do the 5 minutes.
Yeah, because you just get thrown on a waiting list and cycled in whenever kind of thing.
And so like we were like grinding and like going to open mics and stuff, but majority of the other comedians in the scene kind of shunned us. Yeah. Because, well, they're the improv guys. They didn't earn their spot. They were giving it. Yeah. So we were like, okay. And then at that point in time, before I left, like I was in a relationship that was kind of going nowhere. My lease just ended, and my best friend from high school just happened to be in Austin. Okay. So I was like, I'm going to go down to Austin, and I'm going to try this thing out in Austin. Yeah. Because they don't know me down there.
Yeah, there's no stigma. There's
So, like, our little group, which we had like 6 of us. Okay. We were all kind of shunned.
God. So did a lot of the other guys just...
They stayed. Well, I have 4 of them stayed. Okay. One of my other my boy Harold King, he's out in Memphis doing his thing out there. Okay. And then I came here.
Gotcha. And they're the 4 that stayed still running mics?
Yeah, they're running mics. They're still in the open mic scene, and they're doing like shows at the Improv and stuff like that.
Okay, sweet.
And they're doing like Comedy Works and stuff like that.
Okay. Yeah, because I've always heard that Denver has a pretty good scene. Like, of course, you can't beat Austin's scene now.
No, absolutely not.
Like, and one of my buddies from back home, whenever I was like, I'm moving to Austin, he's like, why don't you go to Chicago? Why don't you go? And I'm like, you can't beat the Austin comedy scene right now. Like, it's just, whenever the best of the best move down here, this is going to be the new hub. And maybe it only lasts for 10 years. Maybe it lasts for 5. But still, this is like the spot now. Yep. Where you're not going to New York and LA and competing with the actors and the, all of that kind of stuff. So, I'm always interested to kind of see like the stuff that brings people to Austin versus all the other places. And I mean, I've always heard good stuff about Denver, but I always heard it's also still like a stepping stone.
It is kind of spot. It's a very it's very political, and it's ground locked by the people who have their own shows and shit. Yeah. And like if you're not like kissing their ass, they're not gonna sign you, or they're not gonna book you.
Yeah. Guys, Guys, I hate to interrupt, but I mean, you guys, I feel like I should say welcome to Texas to both of you guys a little bit.
Hell yeah.
Super awesome episode. We're still rolling, fellas.
Awesome.
We have a little bit of time left. I was hoping Cody might be able to lead us off with like a 30-second prayer. You know what I mean? and then we'll come back and we'll do our cheers thing again and stuff. Yeah. But all right, the cameras are gonna shut off, Cody. So what you got for us, bud? Come on.
So you want a 30-second prayer?
30-second prayer about Austin, about comedy, about trans women, whatever you want, bud.
Okay.
We know what he wants.
We know what Cody wants. All right, so dear Lord, we come to you as alcoholics drinking currently. We want to say thank you for the opportunity that we have gathered. Thank you for JP for giving us this opportunity and the potential to be able to make our name as a comedian. We want to thank Eric for coming down here, and we're gonna hopefully change the Austin comedy scene as it is. We want to say thank you for comedy, because without that, most of us would have probably killed ourselves by now.
Or we should have.
Exactly. Or we're still very likely to. Cannot shake that idea. We want to say thanks for the ability to make people laugh and the feeling that we get when we do make people laugh successfully, because Lord knows that is the reason why I continue to do this. I do not know why everybody else does it. Lord, we pray that we can make money off of this, because we are broke and we are tired of being hungry, and we want to forget where we came from. And I want to say thank you for once again making alcohol, because it makes this a lot easier.
Amen. Amen.
Amen.
Do the birthday boys cheers, everybody?
Yeah, birthday boys.
Birthday boys.
Thank you.